Hello, my friends. It's Noelle. How's it going? Happy Thanksgiving. I will tell you that I just had to pull myself together. Oh my gosh, I could cry right now. At the end of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and my kids who are now old enough and they see Santa and Christmas season has officially started. And for those of you who don't know, like Noelle, yeah, this is my season. So I am so excited and really, really happy to be here. I know it's Thanksgiving. Many of you won't be able to join, but thank you so much for those of you who have checked in. It's going to be a quick one. I won't go the full hour as I've done all week because tomorrow we are actually doing a 2 hour Black Friday special where I'm going to show you all the things I have done that has worked to monetize my brand. And I think that's super exciting and cool and a great way to, right, give you an opportunity to make some money as opposed to spend money on Black Friday. Anyway, I'm so excited. But Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, if you did not watch it, it might be worth catching it on the replay. It was awesome. There was so much good stuff. My kids loved it. It was just awesome. And I saw it with my dad, and we just sat around. It was like a tradition that, gosh, I don't get to keep many traditions this year, but it was really nice to keep that one. So today we are going to talk all about video. Oh, let me head on over to the chat. Make sure you all can hear me. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. I am sporting my Baby Yoda shirt. And of course, because one of my Thanksgiving traditions is to watch some Star Wars like thing. It doesn't matter. It could be a movie, it could be a series on Disney Plus. But also another big part of our traditions here in the Silver household. So great to see you. But like I said, it'll be a short one. So let's get right to it. I want to talk to you today about video. I am going to basically cover two things. One is pre recorded video and the benefits of it and how to do it. And then the second half will be about live video, just like I'm doing now. For those of you, I did notice yesterday there was some serious lag. So I don't know if it was due to all of the stuff going on, but it is the least amount of lag is available on, I think, my YouTube stream. Dale was awesome to help us figure that out yesterday, or maybe it was Rebecca. I can't remember, but thanks to whoever did that work. um, so if you want to find a channel that maybe has less lag, you can go check it out. And I'm just very simply Noelle Silver on YouTube. Oh, that goes back to what we talked about yesterday and what we've talked about all week. When you build your presence, I would encourage you, once you've got your domain, your name, you want to establish that same name, your presence, your either your name, Noelle Silver, or your brand like Noelle.ai, which is a brand that I have. You want to establish that on as many of these channels as you can. So when someone's looking for you, they don't have to be like, oh, what was her name on Twitter and what's her name on YouTube, right? It's the same name everywhere. So as part of the challenge this week, I'd encourage you, once you've established that brand, to go and try to identify a couple. Maybe you want to create accounts everywhere, but you're only going to really want to focus on publishing to one, maybe two platforms. But make sure you've got the same name so that people can find you easier. And of course, Google loves consistency. So if someone's Googling you or searching for you, it'll lump all your content together. Okay, let's do this. Benito, nice to see you. And oh, while happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you all for joining me across all the different channels. Let's get to work. All right, so for pre-recorded video, these are my tips. These are things that I have tried over the years, and not everything has worked. So I will save you, right? I've heard the term, I could take my decades of work and put it into days of work for you. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to basically give you tips that I wish I had 10 years ago. So the first one is there are so many places that you can post video. The good news is you actually can proliferate your content relatively simply. I will encourage you, number one, to start with YouTube. I mentioned this yesterday, but YouTube is part of Google's search algorithm. When people do an organic search by just typing something into Google, which people do all the time, your video result will pop up on the main page. So that is pretty amazing, and you want to take advantage of it. Oh my goodness, if you hear the banging, that is my children. So hold on, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna talk to them really quick. Hey, so I'm live. I'll be right there. Did you hear me? I was so nice. It's Thanksgiving, so I'm like, I'm live really quick, right? This is real life, baby. Anyway, all right. So, what was I saying? Anyway, I will pick up wherever I think I left off. But in building, I can't remember. Oh well, pre-recorded video. If somebody writes it in, I'll be able to remember. But anyway, so I was definitely talking about pre-recorded video because that's where I wanted to be. Oh, you can actually record content on any number of platforms today, right? Video is by far the number one engaging way to communicate with people because it's you. Obviously, live is a little bit crazy, but this is awesome, right? It's you're able to see someone moving, see their reaction, see their emotion. It kind of feels like real life almost. So it gives you an opportunity to create something that's engaging, and people just tend to watch short video clips much and engage with them much more often. Oh, thank you. Much more often than otherwise. So I was mentioning about the fact that I really like YouTube because of the Google search algorithm. So whenever you post a YouTube video, Google automatically picks it up and makes it part of someone's search results. So there is a trick to this, and it's one of the tips I have for you today: keywords. So we've now created our brand, right? We've now identified what that brand is. What we need to do is we need to make sure that we use keywords that our customers are looking for. So it sounds simple, but you'd be surprised. I even saw someone who built a sales page just yesterday. And the first thing you see on their sales page is this really nice sentence, but it doesn't have any keywords that I would have looked for in order to find them. And Google, Bing, all the search engines, they love the use of keywords in the headline. So you want to figure out what those are. For me, let's say for LOVEfluencers, it's going to be authentic, personal branding, social media marketing, influencer, right? I want those words in my headlines, which is why I think I called it, well, at least tomorrow, it's called the Black Friday Branding Challenge. I want Google to know what my content is about. The second part of that is, oh my gosh, the banging. I feel like, did you guys ever watch that movie Scrooged with Bill Murray and the hammering scene? Anyway, it's hilarious. I hope you watch it this season. It is another one of our wonderful traditions. So the first tip is use YouTube because of its search algorithm. The second tip I want to share with you today is to do a 10-minute video every single day. I know, crazy pants, right? What are you going to even talk about? Here's what you can do. And I've seen this done and I love it. I actually am in the process of applying. I've applied it for other brands that I've worked with. I've never done it for myself because I'm always working like this, hard for other people. But go to Gmail and create an email that is like ask Noelle at gmail.com or ask Noelle Silver at gmail.com. And then go out to your social channels and just say, hey, do you have any questions about the thing that you do? How to build, how to create bath salts, how to use aromatherapy, whatever it is that you focus on. Create an ask email and then just start asking people to send you questions or things that they want to know about. And then every single day, you could just answer one question or two. Usually, though, when someone asks me a question about a topic that I'm passionate about, I can talk easily for 10 minutes. If you are not there yet, a 2-minute video is actually great. But 10 minutes, I'll tell you why that's a nice metric to start with or amount of time to start with. When you start with the 10-minute video, the second tip I have for you in YouTube is that I want you to pay attention to what's called the audience retention metric. It's a little metric that you can see when you go into YouTube, and it lets you see the most engaged moments of your video. And when you do a 10-minute or even 2-minute video, you can tell in that metric when the most people joined, the most people listened, and you can tell when they fell off. And here's the good news. It doesn't actually matter. Keep the whole thing up there. Don't take it down because people only listen to 14 seconds of it and you did a 3 or 10-minute video. What you want to do though is you want to, once you've identified that peak moment in your video, you slice that out, right? You basically clip it, and YouTube allows you to create these clips. Clip it, save it, and guess what? You can now post to TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, right? You could just post the content that you did that was the most impactful, and you don't have to do any more work. You don't have to create a bunch of posts, right? You can use your daily YouTube video to just answer questions from your audience and then look at your data and use that data to decide what was the most impactful thing and just publish that across the rest of your channels. Pretty cool. I know, right? Frank just said that's brilliant. I know, it's crazy. I heard that and I was like, wait a second. I'm a data driven kind of person. Anyway, and then I went and did it and it was kind of magical. So I wanted to share that with you. So, 3 tips associated with YouTube. One, go live, or go not live, record a video every day. It'd be great if it was 10 minutes because it'll give you more of these peaks to choose from, and use that data, within a day or two. Once a few people have started to watch it, you can see what they liked, clip out that content and share it on social media in other places. So the second thing is to look at the audience retention metric. And then the third thing, which really maybe should have been first, is make sure you're using keywords that you have picked that represent your dream customers and what they need. Remember day one? Day one, we talked all about the most important questions you have to ask yourself, which is, what do I want to do? And who do I want to serve, right? What is it that I offer? What result can I give people with the knowledge that I have? And who are they? And with that information, you can generate some keywords that'll attract exactly who you want to work with year over year over year as your business starts to grow. Okay, so those are 3 tips for YouTube. If you have any questions on YouTube, throw them in. That let me know, and we can always come back to them. The next thing, which is I think what many of you have asked me about, is how I've done what I've done on TikTok. And so I'm going to share with you the literal strategy I've used over the last 4 months to go from nothing on TikTok to over 6,000 followers and 100,000 likes in a really short period of time. 4 months. I think 4 months is pretty short considering how long it took me. Like it took me, I think, 5 years to do the same audience on Twitter. So just to give you an idea, different audiences, different people, but man, I'm a believer in the video side of the house. I will also tell you that some of my most some of the videos that I have done didn't have my face in them. So this is not just, some people look at me and they're like, oh, Noelle, you're great on video. You could, of course you have this. Some of my most popular videos don't even have me in them. And one of them doesn't even have my voice in it. It is a replay, and I augment it with text and graphics. So it is possible to do really well on TikTok, even if you don't want your face to be seen. And I'll show you in just a second how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's hope, right? Yesterday, y'all rolled with it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then try to turn it on. Share. And we're going to go right over to my TikTok account. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's me. So I think you all can see it. Yes, this looks good. So I'm going to head over to my TikTok account and I'm going to log in. I hope it logs me in automatically. I don't remember what. Oh, gosh, we did this yesterday. Hopefully that's me. I might have a couple of accounts. Oh, good, that's me. All right, awesome. So I'm just going to go to view profile so you can see what it looks like. So just a couple days ago, I hit 100,000 likes. I'm already at 101.4, which is kind of cool. And I'll show you how this happened. So I will tell you though, and I have 6,500 followers. What I do when I go all in on a social platform is I actually want to connect with people, like legit connect with people, give them content they want that will help them, that will inspire them, motivate them, educate them, right? I'm not one to go on the funny side of the world. I'm not really a comedian. I mean, people laugh sometimes at me or with me, but definitely not on purpose. So I don't do the humor side. If you are a humorist, if you can, be funny, obviously that's a huge win for you, and you should totally take advantage of that skill that you have. I don't do that. So I'm very much more the education side of TikTok. But I will tell you, notice here I have 4,600 followers or people that I'm following. And anyone who followed me, I'd follow them back. Right up to the point where I could not keep up. Now I get enough followers on a daily basis that I can't go and click that button fast enough. But this, I would encourage you that when you start on a platform, your job is to create connection. I have people I consider my OGs on TikTok. My first 300 followers who followed me because of, if you look at my early videos, yikes. And that's okay because as I mentioned all throughout this week, you have to kind of go through not awful, not awesome. Like you have to go through awful and terrible to get to better and awesome and amazing. And so I'm on my journey, but at the beginning, it's pretty rough. And I never delete my videos. So you could scroll all the way down to the bottom. You can see things that have worked and that haven't worked. But you'll see here, I just wanted to show you a couple things. That I have done. And I have a couple of, I guess you'd call them viral videos, but basically I started this series on deep fakes. And so you could see, let's see, right about here, right? That was my first one. Here's a deep fake. This went viral. Granted, it was actually a ad. I think I saw the ad on LinkedIn. And then I took a clip of it and annotated it, providing text, added some graphics, added a little voiceover at the end, and then reposted it. And it got 350,000 views. And I was like, well, I'm onto something. But prior to that, I won't scroll all the way down. Prior to that, I also hit a nerve. Or hit the algorithm where I have 500,000 views on a video that I did about a biased AI algorithm. I think it did well because the bias was being demonstrated by Barack Obama's picture and it was before the election. And anyway, but I had a choice. Like it was not a positive though video. It was kind of a tongue in cheek, like, wow, our algorithms are a mess because it can't tell the difference between an African American and a white person. But it triggered a lot of like racial angst. And I could have chosen, if I wanted to dive into that content, right? Because I knew it was a button that I could press and people would engage. I chose, you'll see literally the very next video, I say, wow, if that's what it takes to go viral, I actually don't want to go viral, right? Like, I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to make people angry, upset, anxious, right? I want to do the opposite, similar to many of you. And so what I decided to do was shift and I started playing around. You can see this whole list of content is me testing, 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 testing. So all I do is test content. And sometimes I do well. Like this one was just a repost of a podcast I was on, didn't do very well. But then I had, almost 300 plays and it was me doing a plank on a Sunday. Like, but anyway, you could see, some things take and some things don't. But the way social platforms like this work and algorithms like this work is it's a numbers game, like all things. I know a friend of mine, Jim, he might be watching or might not because of Thanksgiving. Um, he always talks about, or I've talked to him about t-shirt businesses. I make t-shirts. I have a t-shirt business on Amazon, but it's only successful if the shirt actually hits. And there's a reason on Amazon merch that they give me 100 t-shirts to put online at any given time because they know it's a numbers game and you just have to kind of hit a trend or hit an algorithm where people are looking for something that you happen to have created. So tip number one, tip number one, just be aware that with any new platform, specifically one like this, it's important to just be willing to test and don't be too worried about the numbers at first. Now I'm feeling really good about where my numbers are at, right? I like the amount of education I can provide about what deep fakes are and how to detect them and how to avoid misinformation. I like there's lots of people sharing that content and I want to keep doing content like that. But it took me, I don't know, 200, 300 videos to get there, to figure that out. So similar to you. And then also, just because something hits do not feel obligated to continue to do that kind of content, right? Like just do you, and know that your audience, your OGs, right? My audience is now much bigger. I have a lot more OGs than I did when I first started. But there are people that message me and are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about what you're doing. Oh, you made me think about this differently." All the goals that I have for people, I'm starting to see that in my comments and in my direct messages. And so just know that that's possible for you. All right. So how to do this? How to be successful? There's a couple things. The first thing I'm going to do. Oh gosh, let me go back and just check over here. I'm here. Oh, hey Jim. Awesome. Okay. So let me go back to TikTok, and I'm going to tell you the first thing you do when you create a new account is, okay, I'm here. Okay, you have to do this on your phone. Ooh, I do have my phone with me. So if you go into TikTok on your phone, there is a, oh goodness, oh gosh. Okay, there we go. On your profile, there are, I don't know if you can see this. I probably should go back and see myself. Yes. Okay. There you go. Right up here, there's like three little dots. So you want to click those three little dots, and you will see an option in there that says Go Pro. Yeah, Pro. That's you. You're Pro. Go Pro. Now, the only thing it does is it gives you the ability to view analytics. Let me go back. So you now, once you go Pro, you can view analytics about what's working on your account and how things are going. So this is an overview of those analytics. But most importantly, if you go to content, it'll show you how your content is working. And on the mobile device, it'll even tell you how many times people have watched, how much of a video they watched. And very early on, I was told to watch this metric. And I'm actually going to go into my pro account analytics. And under content, I think it's under content. Maybe it's under overview. I'm going to look really quick. Hold on. Ooh, they have a new live tab. But it allows you, when you click on a specific video. Oh, okay. Now let's do this. I'm going to scroll down to one of the ones that has a lot of traffic. Oh, all right. I think these are my trending ones. Yeah. Trending. Let's go to trending videos. So here's a good one. This one has 288,000 views. So here you can notice the average time watched is 16 seconds, right? So, but if you look up here, the actual video, it's 15.12 seconds. So what you want is you want your video short enough that people watch the entire thing. The algorithm cares about this. I mean, it's probably one of the most important things is, are you building content people watch all the way through? When I first started, I did 1 minute videos. And at the time I thought I could like, how am I going to take everything I want to say and put it in even 1 minute? Turns out building 15-second videos is not only fun, it's super efficient, and you can do them in very little time. So another reason why I love this platform. But what you can do here is you want to monitor this. So if you find that you're doing 15-second videos and people only ever get through 8 seconds, shrink your video time to 8 seconds. I'm serious. I know it sounds crazy. Figure out what can you do, say, talk about, show in just that amount of time. I do like the idea on TikTok of figuring out, like, we're humans and we as humans have just a super short attention span. Some of the most viral videos on TikTok are less than 10 seconds because it's like showing, for example, a squirrel digging a hole in the ground and burying his, harvest. It's cute, but it only takes like this long to watch it. And so people watch it, and then guess what? They actually let it loop through a couple of times because it's like fascinating. There's all sorts of things: cooking, building something, art, you name it, right? Meditating, any of these things, any content type. So that's tip number one: turn on Pro and start looking at your analytics. Here's the sad part about that: you have to actually create content and publish it live to the world in order to get those analytics. Sorry, not sorry. So just start doing it. I think it's awesome. The other thing that I have done, and I'll just go back to view pro. Oh, maybe I'll go back to the homepage. Um, is that let's go to watch now. I don't know if it allows me to do a search on here. Oh gosh, stop. Oh gosh, ah. Um, oh gosh, can you guys hear that? I'm gonna mute it. It won't let me mute it. Okay, it's kind of cool actually. Okay, sorry, I might be the only one who can hear that. Okay, so one of the things you can do on the app itself is actually when you build a post, you can create a hashtag. And so I created LOVEfluencers and I tagged every single video I did from the time I created that hashtag, I tagged it to it. Turns out now I've gotten 3 or 4 viral videos. So I have almost, I don't even know, I think it's like 700,000 views across all those videos, right? What happens when I hit 1 million views on LOVEfluencers? Ah, that would be so cool. We are having a party. So build a hashtag. Maybe it's your name. Maybe it's a fun brand that you've come up with. But then tag everything to it. And it's also beneficial if it's unique. So see if you can find it and it'll be unique. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. Okay, so turn on Pro. 8 to 15 seconds is where you want to be. But once you have Pro, watch your analytics. Let your audience tell you how long they're willing to look at your videos. Definitely don't start with 1 minute videos. It's too long. And once you have an audience that'll be like, oh, it's Noelle again, or, oh, it's Jim again, like they'll stay. But in the beginning, when you just want people to stay long enough to hear what you are about, less than 15 seconds is the key. I guess I have 2 more. Follow for follow. I mentioned this before. My 4,600 people that I follow, or that are, yes, that I follow, I followed because they followed me, I followed them back, or I followed them and they followed me back. We created this relationship. So a couple times a week, I go live on LinkedIn, obviously. Hi, everybody. But I also go live on TikTok, and I just encourage people to join me and follow each other. So LOVEfluencers, we do this for each other. We support each other. It's an ecosystem of empathetic, kind, loving ambassadors for each other's brands. And so the littlest thing we could do is just follow someone's content. And you'd be sad to hear this maybe, but many of you will never build content, right? You go on this journey, you want to build content, and then you get to that moment where you're trying to press that publish button and something keeps you from doing it. So many people that follow me that I followed because they were trying to become content creators never hit the button or hit it and made it private because they were embarrassed or whatever it is. And I just encourage you, go for it. Do it. I support you. Everyone here will support you. The LOVEfluencers, we are a strong bunch of people. So let's support each other as we're going through this journey of not being perfect and feeling nervous about what we're publishing to being amazing, which you will get there if you continue to practice and continue to publish content. So follow for follow. You can join me on my follow for follow parties on live, or there's many other people who do similar things. So you're welcome to do that. The last thing is how many posts a day. So in order to create momentum in my TikTok account, I started off during quarantine, mind you, posting 2 to 3 times per day. 15 seconds though. I can kind of do a few back to back and be done in less than 15 minutes. The other thing is you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do anything special. Like just go live or just record, hit the record button and talk about you, right? Have a few questions. Again, the questions that your audience has asked you, great opportunity for quick 15-minute TikToks. But a couple posts a day would be awesome. If you can't do that, or that gives you a cringy feeling like, I'm not sure every day. Are you kidding? If that is you, once a week. As a matter of fact, TikTok's guidelines say post a couple times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, and your content will get picked up by the algorithm. So let's make that the lowest bar. 2 to 3 times per week, once a day. Can I get you to do once a day? Anyway, but that is huge. And then one thing that I love about TikTok is you have to earn the right to go live, and that earning comes through 1,000 followers. So again, that's where follow for follow helps, where you come join me. I tell everyone who's following me, oh my gosh, this person's awesome. They're just getting started. Give them a follow and find out what they're up to. And we can help each other grow. And then once you're live, you can really start honing your voice and it's super fun. And the way that TikTok lives work is you go live and everyone is in the chat and you just talk to them back and forth. People often ask me like, where do I live? What do I do? How do I manage all the things? How do I manage my time? And they ask me the question, I read the question back and I just ask. It's great for things like Ask Me Anything and things like that. And that actually leads me to the last part of today. And it looks like I'm going to go the whole hour. I'm not, I'm going to try and button this up. But going live, this is a challenge and this is actually your homework. Yay! Um, Going live is such a funny thing. Every time I do it, I'm nervous. Every time I'm going to press the go live button, I'm like, okay, am I sweating too much? Like, is my hair okay? Did I put makeup on? Like, I go through this whole thing and then I'm like literally nervous, the same nervousness that I get when I go on stage. But I've learned to live with that nervousness. I've learned that when I feel that, I press the button anyway. Many of us, that energy that comes up in us is enough to keep us from pushing the live button and ever going live. I'm going to encourage you tomorrow for the homework today, for tomorrow's live. I want you all to go live sometime between now and tomorrow on Facebook in our safety little group, LOVEfluencers. Just go live unless you want to go for the double star. And you can go live, of course, on any platform that you have the ability to go live on. But I will encourage you, just go live. And what do you want to talk about? Introduce yourself. You could say what if you're having fun, what you did for Thanksgiving, but just introduce yourself. Less than 2 minutes. Don't go crazy. Some ideas, and some of the people listening today have implemented these ideas, and I've learned from everybody that is in my network about all these cool things that they're doing. But what are some good ways to go live where you can have content to talk about? One of my favorites, Mariah, actually is on Instagram, and she just started an Instagram book club, and it's so fun. So, you pick a book and you tell your followers, join me live at this time, and you just do a book club with them, open the discussion, have them chat. Another thing you could think about doing is every week doing an Ask Me Anything. You could do this again with video, or you could do it audio only on Periscope. That's fine too. But with video, you could do an Ask Me Anything on any number of platforms. I do want to give you a video tip for live on Instagram. If you do Instagram live, the cool thing about it is you can bring up your guests. You can invite them into your live, bring them up on your screen. And it is so awesome. I love seeing that. Okay, I should stop sharing my screen. I love seeing it. I love being able to, that's what we are about, right? This isn't always about like externally facing, like just talking outwardly all the time. Like LOVEfluencers, one thing we care about is real connection. So wouldn't it be awesome if you could open up the real connection, open up your Instagram, pull up someone in a live and have them ask you the question live? So for those of you who are coaches, life coaches, have a consulting practice, do an Ask Me Anything and let the people ask you live. I'll give you a funny, quick story. At Alexa, I used to do developer office hours. And prior to me doing it, everyone, and I think they did this even after I left, but no one wanted to open the mic because, right, people can terrify you with their questions. You might not know the answer, but I actually liked it. Of course, I also like doing live demos, which by the way, Anchor's back up. Thanks, Joe. But if you have the opportunity, bring up someone and work with them through the question. You don't actually have to know the answer. We're all human, but how would you solve it, right? How would you go about finding the answer? Even just getting a glimpse into your process is helpful to people. At least that's what I've found. And that's what people who are in my little network of people who ask me anything, that's what they found too. Is like, even when I have to say, oh, I'm not exactly sure, but here's what I would do, just my idea about what to do is helpful to them. And so as a LOVEfluencer and being someone who wants to be like focused on helping people, that's something that we can do. We can just open up our mic, right? Not force someone to just email us. Like open up the mic, ask me anything, bring it on, let's do this, and work with people live. So it's a great opportunity, and you could do it for a short setting, right? And it also could be a great lead magnet into a more one-on-one or group coaching product or service that you offer, right? It's a great way for people to see what exactly am I buying? And a lot of people really appreciate that. Rather than getting 15 minutes on a Friday, they get to maybe have 2 hours throughout an entire week, which is a much, it's a way for you to create value for the thing that you offer. All right. So book clubs, ask me anything, live coaching on Instagram. These are all ways to leverage the power of going live on your platform. You'll see this as we enter into the Christmas season. I'm going to be doubling down on my AI Leadership Institute content. And so you'll see me do the same thing. I'll start doing Ask Me Anythings on voice technology, Alexa, on artificial intelligence, on bias, on creating explainable machine learning models, like all the things that are uniquely me in that world. But I think it's nice to be able to open up the mic and let people ask me whatever they want. All right. So I gave you a bunch of stuff. I actually threw in things I wasn't going to throw in. I can't help myself. But how fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some tip to write down or something that was useful. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow, Black Friday. I want to help you monetize your brand. Use exactly the things that I've talked about this week to create a sequence of activities you can have your customers go through that will end in a sale, in financial transaction occurring. Because the reality is even as a lovefluencer, we sometimes want to help, and we don't think about how do we actually make this a viable business. The statistics on viable businesses, startups, small businesses in the US, it's atrocious. So many of us never make it. And so I would be remiss if I did not finish this challenge with a way for you to actually build your content, your brand, your product, your service, everything you've been thinking about all week into something you can sell, right? Into something that has a value that you can be confident and feel good about selling. So many of us, again, me, I'm talking from my perspective, I struggled with sales because I was like, ew, I don't want to sell. But I think the important thing is to realize, like, we all deserve to make a living for the knowledge we've gained over the years. And more importantly, it's a way also of creating an opportunity for people to invest in themselves. So hopefully tomorrow you'll come hang out with me. It is a 2 hour session. Wait, are you still there? Okay. Oh, it's a 2 hour session. I know it sounds long, but the first hour I'm going to dedicate to the 3 things I do, the secrets to monetizing your brand, basically the funnels I have used successfully. And then I'm going to open it up for Q&A for the second hour. And we have a couple things that came up in the Facebook group, and I want to walk through what people have done and just give some helpful advice, similar to what we talked about today. So anyway, it's been so fun. And I have a turkey to make. It was doing the thawing thing, so don't worry. I'm going to now do the roasting thing. I love turkeys, like the smell of turkey. I don't deep fry, but I've heard the smell of deep fried turkey is amazing. One day, maybe I will do that. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope this information was helpful to you. I am very grateful for all of you. I'm going to try not to get all teary eyed. But you all are my family, and I am so grateful in this time where I can't bring my family to me personally to sit at my table. This is super special that you decided to spend this time with me. So happy Thanksgiving. Love to all of you, lovefluencers out there. And yes, take care of yourself, be safe, and enjoy some turkey or tofurkey, depending on your, holiday traditions. Okay, talk to you all later. Thanks for everything. Oh, did I say the homework? I think I did. Oh yeah, you're going live. So homework, go live. What's the prize? I always forget to mention the prize. So the prize, I knew you all probably knew that this was coming, but I have to, in a challenge, give away an Alexa device. I have to. It's like in my genes. I was like born and bred in Alexa. So I will be giving away tomorrow an Alexa show device, which is the one with the screen. So many of you need it. Maybe you don't need it, but man, it would be cool. And then we could be friends. I could be like, hey, let's hop on Alexa and say hi to each other. But I find it super helpful. I have a display, an Alexa with a display in 3 rooms of the house, and it's so nice. So I want to extend what I love about it with you. So tomorrow we will have a winner. Congratulations to Teresa, who got the speaker thing, and then the ring light. Remember, was yesterday's homework. So I will be doing that in about 10 minutes as soon as I get the names in and run the spinning thing. Spin it to win it. Thanks for all of the help. Tina, I think, shared that with me. So spin it to win it. It sounds fun. All right, I'm having too much fun. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Homework, do it. Last day of the challenge. Ah, oh, it's been so fun. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Have fun. Okay. Oh, good. You don't have an Alexa. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.